I
Right,
think
that's
the
what I'm saying.
motivation for certain artists in this era is different too. Like certain niggas is looking at it like a quick bag. So
Well,
they
this
like,
is
yo, I'm
money.
trying to.
Yeah, of course, of
Niggas
course.
ain't trying to get trophies no more. Like
before
when I was
CD,
coming up, niggas was trying to get trophies. Niggas trying to win all the awards. Niggas trying to,
Yeah,
because the money gonna come with all that if you doing good business, if you doing the business right. But like
I agree.
money
I
gonna
think
come with all that. But when you getting the awards and the trophies and the hardware, that was the motivation. Now, young rappers
it's
don't
a
give a fuck
hustle.
about that shit.
It's a hustle. I mean, I think it was always a hustle, but I think there was definitely more artists who cared about their pen and cared about like just actually being nice. You know what I mean? I think now it's a lot of people who are like, yo, what's making the most money right now? Oh, this shit? Okay, cool. I'm gonna jump on this wave. Or this, like, you know what I mean? Whatever it is. It's like,
Exactly.
That's a fact.
That's my point. That's what I'm trying to tell you. The Mr. Me Too movement is huge right now.
yeah, it's
It's
crazy.
huge. Like
It's
that's why I say
crazy.
creativity and just integrity in music has been sucked out of the game in a major way. So nobody really gives a
Yeah.
fuck about pushing the envelope and trying to move the culture forward. It's about, okay, what did Drake last album sound like? Okay, that's the way we on. Okay, what
But
the
rappers
Russian
be
album
scared
sound
too,
like?
big.
You know what I mean?
Rappers be scared too, and then they also gotta, like, some of these rappers that's coming up, they gotta switch they circle anyway, because they circle see a lot of shit on Instagram and want their rapper friend to emulate that anyway. They try to talk them into.
But you see, like this, but this is one of the downsides. So I think overall, like the internet and social media is obviously incredible, but one of the downsides is I feel like everyone is so obsessed with what everyone else is doing, and like, and we're too influenced by what everyone else is doing, and you're trying to keep up and shit. And it's like, from an artist perspective, that'll just fuck you up because you're over here making your shit in your corner of the world. But if you log on and you hear what like that rapper's doing or this rapper's doing or this artist, you might be like, damn, what, like, you might lose confidence in what the fuck you're doing because it doesn't sound like their shit. And so you're like, well, shit, if they're getting all this love over here, then maybe I should just switch it up and do that. But once again, that wasn't the case years and years ago when you didn't really know what the fuck someone was making. You couldn't just log on like and see what fucking Outkast was doing
Right,
right now in this moment in the studio.
So do you think that the fact that people have too much accessibility is a hurting thing?
Too much accessibility. I think it just lends itself to comparison. I think comparison robs creativity.
Because I think it also helps.
So it's more comparison than
us fans grow to we grow to folk with the rapper more. Like when we see like, if I didn't, some of the shit I'm putting you onto, Pop, was from Rush Instagram. I'm showing you, remember, I'm sending you, bro, this niggas in Egypt, bro, 8,000 niggas, bro.
Yeah.
So that shit like that, you feel me? That kind of helps though. You feel me? To make like
it definitely helps. I mean, from a creative standpoint, like being on social media from a creative standpoint, just being so in everyone else's lives and every other artist's studio sessions via Instagram, it's like, it's gonna fuck you up. I think Jay-Z said in like a Breakfast Club interview, you have to be careful of what you listen to because it comes out in the subconscious. And I think if you stay, always listening and watching what every other artist is doing, you get into the studio and you have a fucking identity crisis. You're like, I can't even find myself through all this fucking, through everyone else's shit.
Yeah,
that's why rappers like to zone out.
Lifestyle, the lifestyle itself, a lot of people chase the lifestyle. Like,
For sure.
It's more than just like, back in the day, it used to be when you rap it, you come from New York, everybody knew that, okay, your pen got to be tight. You come from the borough, your pen got to be tight. So now, and then the lifestyle got thrown into the game. So when the lifestyle got thrown into the game, people want to chase the lifestyle. Now Instagram is like the lifestyle Bible, like you know what I'm saying?
And they get led by rappers. Rappers are like rich rap, like the rappers is on and rich and shit like that. They like to pretend like they don't care.
The perception.
They like to pretend that they don't care about whether being heard or not. But certain niggas do. Like when they.
I think a lot of people just want to make money, and so from a business perspective and from a hustling perspective, if the reason for making music or rapping is to make money, then from a business perspective, you're gonna do what you think is going to make the most money and what style is going to make the most money. So when you're looking around at the game and you're like, all right, well, this type of beat right now is making the most money, da 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 da. But what I've always said is that what makes the most money in music is having a long career. And the way to have a long career is to make timeless music, not making the shit that everyone is just doing. So I never really understood the people who were like, I'm doing it as a hustle to make money. It's like, well, look at the people who got the most money off of rap. The ones who are timeless. Look at Jay-Z. Look at Eminem. Look at like the ones who make the most money off rap are not the ones who treat it just like it's I'm trying to just be hot this summer.
I told you that the other day. I'm like, yo, bro, if you even look at the J. Cole's, the Drakes, the Kendricks, they like richer than, if you look in the Forbes, they're like richer than majority of all the new artists and shit like that. But them niggas treat that shit like it's they precious jewel. Yeah. They working to be the top guy for a long period of time. Drake been here for a whole decade. Kendrick damn near here for a whole decade. J. Cole the same. And they do it for the shit that we appreciated rap for in the first place. You know what I'm saying?
So we respected Jay for what Jay did. Jay used to talk to us through the music. You know, 100%. Not because we was there in the studio, but we could feel it even more. We could feel the music even more because when Jay talking shit, be like, oh shit, okay.
That used to be dope though. When went through anything in the news.
Last time I checked, when did being the best not yield you the most fucking blessings? You know what I mean? Like if you try to actually be if you get to the NBA and your whole goal is just to get into the NBA and just get a quick check and like get the stability and that's it. Like you can tell who plays to win a ring and who doesn't. But guess what? The ones who play to win a ring usually make more money.
Absolutely.
It's like usually, of course, there's cases where it's like some people just finessed and got crazy bags, but the ones who play for rings usually get more money than the ones who play for checks. So it's like,
you're right.
You know,
I say the mindset's not going to change unless somebody realize like when if a nigga go to the NBA and he ain't make it to the chip yet and he like yo he rich, it is only going to take to somebody around them be like but you ain't get that ring though.
Yeah, but the thing, this the thing though, it take real balls to do the opposite of what's going on.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like
100%.
when I did Lights Camera Action, Lil Jon was fucking the game up. He was on fire.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It was like
the whole airwaves.
Yeah,
but Big, you don't think they appreciated different styles of music still at that time more than now?
Listen, that's what I'm trying to tell you. It's all about the create. Like that's why Russ is doing what he's doing. If Russ listened to what people and Nas had to say and what other people, he would never do the music he's doing right now because it wasn't a popular thing to do. But he stuck to his guns and he did what he loved, and he knew other people loved that shit too. So like, fuck it, I'm gonna keep doing this. So that's what I'm trying to say. I did Lights Camera Action because I'm like, yo, good music is good music. You can't put a date on good music, period. And this is when they said boom bap. They said boom bap was dead. It's the same thing when I did Devil in a New Dress. They said boom bap was dead.
I had an argument.
You know
I had an argument the other day with somebody who was saying that I want an artist who looks like a star. I said, so you rather tell me you'll spend 15 hours in the studio trying to make one record than an artist who got records, but he might not be that charismatic artist that you looking for, but he got the music. You trying to sit there and tell me that? Yeah, that's what I want. So my nigga, you're doing
that's a quick flip. Niggas looking for a quick flip.
You're doing the culture wrong. You're doing the culture wrong because there's so many people out there that got great music who needed a chance from people that's influential.
And like Bink said, good music is good music. That's why it's like Bink's beats will always sound good. Like Premier's beats will always sound good. Fucking High Tech's beats will always sound good.
Absolutely.
Shit, like that shit sounds great. There's a lot of shit that comes out, and I got a lot of flack for when I said this a couple years ago, but it's the truth. It's like there's a lot of production that is dated. Like, and it's not the boom bap shit. The boom bap shit is like there's still elements of all that, the soul samples and all that type of shit in today's music. But it's like a lot of this shit sounds like 2019, and that shit is already just over with. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of this shit just sounds like last summer or 3 months ago. And it's like, I don't know. I personally just feel like there's not a lot of music that's sticking nowadays. And I think it's because everyone is just trying to make right now and just make what's cool right now. No one's trying to just make timeless shit. They're just like, yo, let me hop on this wave real quick that's working just to get this quick bag and run these streams up real quick. But it's like, all right, but then that puts you in this race against time where you got to constantly just like be trying to do what's modern and what's hot, as opposed to just making what you really want, being creative and making what's timeless, and then you're good. Like I always tell like up and coming artists, I'm like, man, my biggest song that's like streaming right now, and all my songs like they're from 5-6 years ago. You feel me? It's like they're still streaming like I just put them out, and it's because that shit is it's just good music. There's no like, I don't have one song where I was like, let me get on the times right now and just do it. It's like, I don't know. It's like, for me, I've seen it with my own catalog. If you just make good music and then let the time pass, shit starts to make sense. You feel me? Like, but time needs to pass for a lot of this shit to make sense to people. And they'll see that a lot of shit that they thought was hot isn't hot in 2 years. Doesn't sound good in 2 years.
Lloyd Banks on the check-in.
Lloyd Banks is on Chomp too, by the way. Me and Lloyd got
fire.
a crazy one.
Banks, my nigga Banks.
But you see what Russ is doing. Russ is fucking with the spitters and niggas that got that music.
But that's the shit though. He been like, bro, when I seen Russ and Benny the Butcher collab, bro, when I heard it, bro.
That's my guy.
Like,
but this is what I'm saying. It's like there's never gonna be a time where Benny rapping and or Black Thought rapping isn't fire.
That's 100%.
And it's like even look at Griselda. That's what Griselda is showing people. How can you say Boom Bap is dead when Griselda is one of the hottest new acts? You feel me? Benny, Westside, Conway, and they're just rapping really well. That's a fact.
Exactly, and the fact of the matter that they indulge with their fans a lot.
Yeah, and it just goes to show you that that from the consumer side, there's a lot of people who want to hear people rap really well. Still, you feel me? Like if Griselda doesn't show that to like Griselda blowing up as a new act, it's not like they've been putting in the work, but for them to blow up as a new act lets you know people are like, nah, we want some of that shit, because this shit is a pendulum, and at a certain point, the pendulum always has to swing. So like, I feel like people are getting burnt out from fans' perspective. People are getting burnt out on the same old sound, and so that's when you get a Griselda coming in where it's like, yeah, this is the antithesis of that shit. This is the void that needed to be filled.
That's why I'm listening to artist projects, because you tell a lot about artists by the way the artist is, by their project. Like.
And that's what me and Fat Joe talked about that on the phone one day, and me and Joe was talking. He was like, "S, you know why people fuck with you, because you don't have a problem of taking a person's record." Timbo, what's up, Timbo? Timberland, another one, my guy. He came and got me to do his album with him and Magoo, because he saw a different part of like what type of DJ I am. So I take a record and be like, let me play that record. If I like it, I'm gonna play it with the crowd so that I get the people to know what it is. I break and so
and Timbaland is another one that his shit is always gonna sound good. It's
that's
like
I gotta bring
in any era though, because he's made so much.
Go play any come on, man. Any Timbaland beat is like still knocking. It still sounds
100%,
good.
100%.
You know what I mean?
100%.
It's just about making timeless shit. It's about making timeless shit, but from an artist perspective, even like I don't care who you are. If you're an artist right now, of course there's those times where you feel like, damn, maybe I should try that shit out. Because you're looking at everyone else's shit, because we're all on social media and you're seeing this person get this result in this award and and they're making that kind of music, and you're like, damn, maybe I should fuck around with that. But it's like, nah, that's not even you. Be the fuck you. You feel me? Like Guru said in the fucking Fade to Black documentaries, be the fuck you. That's all it comes down to.
That's real.
Yeah, man, Guru. Yeah, man, I love Guru. Guru.
Guru's the GOAT,
that's
man.
real though, because how long, like as time change and things change, how are you gonna change? You're gonna look like a chicken with your head cut off when times change and sounds change, and you don't know where to go. Like,
yeah,
there's not a lot of people out here that's doing their own thing, bro. Like I said, a lot of people are just feeding off of what's popular, and that's one thing I can pride myself in and say that I did come in this bitch was something they won't hear. You know what I'm saying? That
Yep.
a lot of people took and ran with it. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, that shit's still going on.
That's what being a creative is about, though. You feel me?
Right.
Like that's the real definition of it, is creating something. So it's
Yep.
like, and I feel like, you know, especially as an artist, the only role you should be playing is yourself. But I think a lot of people try and play the role of other people. Like they try and be a different artist. But it's like, dog, that shit is going to internally fuck you up, because you can't wake up every morning for 20 years and put on a costume and a mask of some other artist and pretend to be that. It's going to drive you crazy. At some point, you're going to get exposed, whether it's in an interview or it's going to be like, oh, nah, that's who you really are.
I can't listen to
You fuck around.
gonna kill your ops.
You
Or
fuck
once-
around and you fuck
You
around.
can't
and
make an album
expose
when you kill
yourself.
your ops throughout the whole album. I don't want to hear that.
Exactly. Nah, it's like you got to just be yourself. Play yourself. That's play the role of yourself. That's the only sustainable
And,
business model.
And there's one thing that I even learned just by listening when I listened to Big, and I used to talk to Big. The storytelling part of Big always came to a different love. You know what I'm saying? Like when Slick Rick was doing Slick Rick, he was doing Ricky D, and he was doing Slick Rick.
Yeah.
Yeah, the storytelling brought people a different vision of Slick Rick. That's why he stood out further than any other rapper at the time. That storytelling shit. And when Big did it, it made Big even Snoop.
Yeah.
Murder was the case with the story.
But it's a real one.
It's
And that's what makes it like mostly organic. And when the fans recognize that they got a different love for the artists that they, you know what I mean, who they consuming at that point.
But that's where the balance needs to, that's what I'm saying to the youngins. Y'all don't have to, if y'all want to do your killing niggas shit, killing. I'm really tired of killing stuff because it's degrading. It's degrading the culture. It's making the culture. We're losing too many people. We're losing too many people to jail and senseless shootings for that.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? Like after a while comes the time. Like, come on. If you're gonna tell a story, tell a story.
Right.
Whether if it's, come on, we know Denzel ain't Training Day. We know that Arnold Schwarzenegger ain't Terminator. Schwarzenegger, we know that. We know Neo.
Yeah.
We know what's the name ain't the Matrix. We know that.
Well,
So,
and I think it's like, I think a lot of people are telling their story and they're explaining the environment around them, but at the end of the day, it's like, I just think it comes down to like the production and just the approach musically and sonically.
The marriage.
And I just feel like people can do whatever they're artists, so you can do whatever you want to do. I just encourage artists to like take a second to think about how this shit is going to age, how your music is going to age. Because a lot of that shit just doesn't sound good in even 6 months, let alone 6 years. So it's like, if you really want to get a bag out of this shit, you need to be around for a long time.
You know what's so crazy? Versus showed that certain records didn't age well. Like when we heard certain records in the midst of the verses and they played certain shit, like, damn, bro, I remember this.
And vice versa. You saw how a lot of people from back then had shit that was knocking still. Like, shit that sounded great. And it's like, great music is great music. And I just think if your goal is to get a bag out of this shit, you need to be around for a long time. If you want to be around for a long time, you got to make timeless music. There's no way around that.
And really, conceptual music always wins.
If it sounds good.
Yeah, if it sounds good. Because that's what it still all boils down to that too. Like, it gotta sound good no matter what you put in it.
Yeah, that's what I said. The marriage gotta be good. Big always said that to me. He's like, I don't care no matter who's on. That shit don't sound good. That shit ain't sounding good.
Yeah, that's what it's really about. You could be telling us, you could be enlightening us on a lot of things. But if it don't sound good,
see, and that's the other problem that a lot of artists have. They be thinking that it's like the dude who swears they're like nicer than Kevin Durant
Mexican
because they play well in the fucking rec league. It's like it's like, dog, it's a different level. Just because you like think you're saying some shit, if that shit doesn't sound good, it doesn't sound good.
Exactly.
And so, you know, a lot of people are like, nah, but I got this to say. It's like, okay, cool, but I feel like with music, it's the balance of figuring out what to say and how to say it. You know what I'm saying? And when you nail that, that's when your shit can go. But I mean, it's just about timeless shit, bro. That's really all it comes down to. I always say that there's no way around this shit.
I
If you
look at
want
the
to get a
artists as
long-term
parents
bag, you
trying to
got to stick around for the long
feed
term.
their kid, like an artist trying to like the parents trying to feed it. You know, when they trying to feed their kid like something that the kid know they don't want, they don't like it, but you try to like do some little shit like this to make them eat it anyway. That is how rappers got to treat it to where they fans is. Like if you have something to offer to them, and you know that me just shoving it down their throats is gonna make them not want it. So I gotta put it in a way that make them that, I like it, and I'm learning some shit, and I'm, you know what I'm saying?
See,
Like,
it's just, but that just is being authentic.
yeah,
You don't have to you don't have to try to get people to fuck with you. I feel like when it's just authentic, when it's authentic and you're saying some real shit and it's over some timeless music,
yeah,
you're consistent with the releasing of it.
yeah.
I mean, that shit is gonna work at some point. And a lot of artists, you know, you can't ever tell artists that they're the problem because we have crazy egos. But a lot of artists, it's like, y'all are the problem. Your music isn't good enough. That's why you haven't blown up yet, or you're not saying shit. That's why you haven't, you know, it's a lot of things. But as far as the ones with the platform, man, I just hope artists really are prepared for, like, all right, what happens in 5 years when you're not hot anymore and your music isn't hot anymore and people, because you didn't make timeless shit. And how many artists have come and gone where people could have sworn, like, nah, this is the next artist to run shit for 10 years. And they're out of here.
Some of the niggas that didn't like you.
All of them, every rapper that has something to say about me is over.
Some of the niggas that ain't like Russ ain't around right now.
Yeah, like, come on, bro. And not even any of the one, like, we're not talking about ones who passed away.
No. We're talking about ones that's living well and alive and well.
Yeah.
Because no one is bumping their shit no more.
Yeah, and it's like it's because that shit didn't ever sound timeless. It was never that far. And it's like, you can't have non-timeless music and your substance and your content isn't even talking about shit, and you stick around for mad long. You might be able to catch some little goofy ass fucking hit for the summertime just because it's like of the times and you know, it's shocking imagery and whatever the fuck. But you're not saying shit and it's not timeless. You are about to get the fuck out of here, dog. Like,
that's a fact.
I'm telling you.
As soon as you pop, it's like a time limit on you anyway at that point for those type of rappers. Like, they don't see it though. They don't see it, like, you know what I'm saying? But it's already, the clock is ticking already, because you more so a trend than you are an artist.
Yeah.
Like,
shit is crazy.
So now the time is ticking, like. So a nigga be like, yo, we don't listen to that nigga no more. We don't listen to that nigga no more. He's not. Like,
yeah, because it's like, that shit was so of the times. That shit is not it at all.
That's a fact.
You feel me?
So look, man, my time is. They
yeah, I gotta get out of here, bro.
Yo, Russ,
I
man,
appreciate y'all.
I appreciate you, man. Whatever, one day I can get you and my son to do a record together, man. I would really appreciate it, man.
Word, it's all love, man. I appreciate y'all. What's happening soon?
Absolutely.
All
right. Thank everybody that was here. I appreciate y'all. We're gonna do it again, man. We're gonna do this. Does hip hop need more balance? We're gonna do a part 2. Probably next Monday. Next Monday.
You sure?
Next Monday, yeah. Next Monday. I'm doing it every Monday.
Whoever's on this screen, record this and don't let this nigga lie to y'all. So
Nah, Monday we're gonna do it. That's my son SNS. I'm DJ SNS. Go look at that dripping video on YouTube right now. Just put artist SNS and we out.
Good
vibes only. I love y'all, man. Peace out.